London Climate Action Week is very nearly here, and honestly I can't wait. It's now in its 8th year and it's become one of the biggest independent climate events in the world. 75,000 people are going to descend on London. There's going to be over 1,000 events and it's going to go 9 days across the city. And it lands at exactly the right moment. It's halfway between the spring talks in Bonn and those big set pieces later this year, the UN General Assembly in New York and then COP. So here in London, this is where the momentum is going to be built. But first, I thought it might be useful to think about what corporate affairs leaders should be watching for next week, because I think the conversation has really shifted. For years, climate was framed as a sacrifice. You give things up, you pay more to fend off a threat that many couldn't then see. That framing is dying, and good riddance, in my opinion. The argument that seems to be landing now is simpler, far more powerful. It's basically stop asking people to sacrifice and line up their self-interest with the planet's interests. So bring those bills down, make the green choice the cheap choice. So the winning story here isn't guilt anymore. It's resilience, it's affordability, it's sustainability, but it's sustainable security. So listen out for who's telling that story well and who's still stuck in that old frame, because that gap is where reputations will be lost and won next week. And of course, a backdrop that nobody can ignore, El Nino, is officially underway. So that's more heat, more volatility, more pressure on supply chains and more pressure on prices. So that thing around climate as a future risk, that's well and truly over. It's an operating condition right now. As for the week itself, it's going to open on Monday with the Climate Innovation Forum at Guildhall. That's 2,500 leaders, Al Gore, the moment that sets the tone. And every morning, you're going to see Finance Live from the GFI and Reuters' Axel Threlfall broadcast live from the London Stock Exchange. That's going to be a daily pulse on where capital is actually flowing. Now, as for us at Sec Newgate, the week is going to kick off on the Natixis rooftop with Building Bridges and Nature Alpha, a string quartet from Orchestra for the Earth playing over the city as the sun goes down. I'm really looking forward to that one. And then there's the Fleet Street Quarter Climate Festival now in its 3rd year, where we've curated some incredible events, starting off with the business case for sustainability at Deloitte on Tuesday with Sky News' Paul Kelso, a beautiful story-led heritage futures walking tour from Temple to Church through to Dr. Johnson's house in St Bride's, and then with Ian King, the coalition builder at Bearings on Wednesday afternoon, turning those big ideas into a real commitment charter from Fleet Street Quarter. So what's my one piece of advice for surviving it all? Well, it's, as I always say, pace yourselves. You're not going to be able to do everything. You'll make some plans, but they will be thrown out of the window, because you need to really choose the things that spark your curiosity, talk to the person next to you, see where that takes you, because the magic is always in those connections. Now, Sec Newgate and the team will be on the ground all week. Do come and say hello.